Picture this. You hold the door open. You listen. You give. You apologize for things that aren't your fault. And still, they walk away. They choose someone colder, someone sharper, someone who doesn't care half as much as you do. You tell yourself, at least I did the right thing. But deep down, something stings. Because you know, the right thing never got you what you wanted. They say kindness wins hearts. But in reality? Kindness without power is invisible. You've been taught that being nice makes you good. But being good without boundaries makes you prey. And the world doesn't reward prey. Machiavelli said, it's better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. But what he really meant was this. Respect is worth more than affection. Let's face it. You've been living by rules that don't exist. You think the world is fair, that effort equals reward. It doesn't. It never did. The nice guy myth is built on emotional debt. You give, hoping someday the world will pay you back. But it doesn't owe you anything. You see, the problem isn't that you're kind. It's that your kindness is conditional. You give not out of strength, but out of fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of being alone. Fear of being unloved. Insight 1. Emotional currency. In every interaction, romantic, social, professional, emotions are currency. You trade attention, validation, effort. But if you spend without understanding value, you go bankrupt. A woman doesn't respect a man who gives everything freely. A boss doesn't trust an employee who never says no. A friend doesn't admire someone who always agrees. Because what costs you nothing means nothing. The brain works on contrast. We feel attraction not to perfection, but to power. To self-sufficiency. To someone who doesn't need us, but chooses us. Insight 2. The law of indifference. Humans chase what's uncertain. We're addicted to the tension between fear and desire. The moment you give yourself completely, you remove the mystery. And the game ends. That's why the nice guy loses. He plays with open cards, thinking honesty is strength. But in a world built on psychology and power, transparency is weakness. The truly confident don't beg for validation. They understand a brutal truth. Respect must be negotiated. And mercy is a luxury reserved for kings. Insight 3. Controlled ruthlessness. Being ruthless doesn't mean being cruel. It means knowing when to stop caring. When to cut the cord. When to walk away and never explain. Machiavelli didn't preach evil. He preached control. He knew emotions, unchecked, destroy authority. And in every human relationship, authority shapes attraction. Look around you. The people you admire most? They're not the most moral. They're the most disciplined. They decide who gets their attention. They reward loyalty. They punish betrayal. You? You apologize for existing. You text first, wait hours, then blame yourself for caring. You think love means patience, but patience without limits becomes self-erasure. Insight 4. The power of absence. Sometimes silence speaks louder than kindness. When you stop explaining, stop chasing, stop rescuing, people notice. Absence creates gravity. Distance breeds desire. It's not manipulation. It's psychology. The human brain values what it fears to lose. That's the paradox of attraction. You gain power not by doing more, but by doing less. Not by begging for peace, but by mastering detachment. Machiavelli would tell you mercy without strategy is suicide. Because mercy invites exploitation. When you forgive without consequence, you teach others how to hurt you again. Think of history's strongest minds, leaders, thinkers, creators. They all understood this balance. Compassion guided them, but boundaries protected them. Kindness meant nothing without respect. Insight 5. The iron frame. Every man needs an inner structure. A code. Something unbreakable inside that says, I decide who gets my time. I decide who earns my loyalty. Without that, you drift. You become everyone's backup plan, everyone's emotional punching bag. But when you build your frame, people feel it. Your tone changes. Your posture changes. You stop chasing and start choosing. The shift is subtle, but magnetic. Because energy doesn't lie. Confidence is not noise. It's quiet authority. You no longer seek mercy. You grant it. You become the one with the power to give or withdraw it. That's why mercy, without wisdom, belongs to fools. Because in the real world, good intentions mean nothing without strength. So you stand there now, torn between who you were and who you must become. And the voice inside asks, is it worth it? The answer is simple. It's not about being feared or loved. It's about being remembered. Because when you master your emotions, your habits, your mind, you stop playing the nice guy's game. You play your own. The rules change. People respect you. Not because you demand it, but because you embody it. The world doesn't belong to the kind. It belongs to the clear. To those who act with reason, not apology. Be kind, but never submissive. Be forgiving, but never naive. Be human, but never forget the animal within. Because life isn't a story of justice. It's a test of clarity. And when you see the game for what it is, you stop being a pawn. You become the player. That's when the nice guy dies. And the strong one is born. Mercy is not weakness. It's a weapon. And only those who master themselves can wield it. Remember this. You can't save everyone. But you can save your energy, your focus, your power. And when you do, you don't just survive. You dominate. Because in this world, the strong don't crush others. They simply refuse to be crushed. That's the final Machiavellian lesson. Don't fear the darkness in you. Shape it. Direct it. Use it. You don't need to be cruel to be powerful. You need to be clear. Nice guys lose because they wait for permission to be real. The strong win because they give themselves permission to be free. Don't beg for peace. Become the storm that ends the war. Because mercy, without strength, is just surrender. And now you know.